Greetings. My name is Dr. Waddell Brooks Sr., your host, and this is Community Focus. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we're going to be talking about the values of the contribution of learned charter schools. And we have here two exemplary persons, Ms. Apasio Hernandez. She's a Lake County field representative for North Chicago and Waukegan. And we also have Ms. Marichal Martinez. She's a second grade teacher at the Waukegan Learn 9 campus. Greetings, folks.
Good afternoon, Dr. Brooks.
We're very happy that both of you have taken time from your busy schedule to let Lake County know all there is to know about charter schools, because you guys are the experts. And we have an important meeting coming up on May 5th, a hearing, as a matter of fact, to determine whether there will be a second charter school in the city of North Chicago. And we're here for you to tell us the difference. But Ms. Hernandez, first of all, I'd like for you to tell our listening audience a little bit about your personal and professional background.
Well, basically, I started as a volunteer for Learn Charter when they were opening for the Waukegan location, when they were going through the hearing process for the Waukegan location. I was a involved parent at that time. I was just staying at home with my child, and education was definitely a concern of mine. And at that point is when I decided that I wanted to help this school come about and become available. So I started volunteering, and that's how I became like a spokesperson for Learn Charters, just personally wanting this for my child.
It's amazing what volunteerism will do. I know in several people became executive directors of different organizations starting out as a volunteer. It's amazing.
I believe when you're volunteering for something, it's because you're really passionate about it.
Okay.
And I think passion can definitely drive you to greatness. So I believe that might be a factor.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, you're a second grade teacher at Waukegan Learn 9 campus. I'm going to afford you the same opportunity that I afforded Ms. Hernandez. Tell our listening audience a little bit about your personal and professional background.
Yes, hi, good morning. I started here in Waukegan. I am a first-year teacher. I graduated last year from Illinois State University.
Hey, that's my alma mater.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Redbird.
yes, a Redbird. And I was given this great opportunity to work for the charter schools. And I've only, my background has only been in public school. I was a paraprofessional for other districts. And that's been my passion. So when I was given the opportunity here at Learn, I quickly jumped on board. Because I really do believe in the values that Learn has to offer for the students and for the staff members also.
And this is a great opportunity for the citizens of North Chicago, especially the parents. We live in a global society. And everyone is trying to get the best for their children. We're not competing locally anymore. We're competing globally.
Yes, we are.
I was on the phone with a marketing person from India, and I was shocked. I said, "You from India?" Yeah, she was from India. So what happened is that starting our youngsters with the best education possible at the earliest age is very important. Miss Hernandez, tell us about a great event coming up May 5th, I believe it is, isn't it?
That's correct. We do have a hearing. Well, basically what's going on in North Chicago is that we have a very large waiting list of parents who want their children to come to Learn Charter. The thing is, though, we only have, with the current school there is the current Learn Charter in North Chicago, there's only so many spots available because we emphasize so much on higher education that we keep our class sizes small. So for us to be able to keep the class sizes small, we can only fit so many children in one building for that. So for us to be able to accommodate more children, the children that are already on the wait list, we need to be able to have a second school so that we can provide that higher education to them also. So there's already a lot of parents waiting for an opportunity for their children, and that's what we're there to do. We're there to give them that opportunity. So we're just trying to see if we can have that approved. So any parents that want that school available for their children, if they want that choice, then they need to come support us on May 5th at the Foss Park District there in North Chicago, and let the community know, let the board members know that Learn Charter is a school that they want available as a choice for their children.
You mentioned a good point, but why is there such a long waiting list?
Well, again, so if the emphasis on higher education at Learn Charter is so strong that we want to keep those small class sizes. When there's a small class size, there's more opportunity for teachers to really make sure that every child is following along, every child is succeeding. We don't want to leave anybody behind. If we were to accommodate more children within the same building, we would have to extend the amount of children in each classroom. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to sacrifice that. So we want to open a second building so we can accommodate more children rather than expand our classroom sizes.
Ms. Martinez, why is Learn Charter School, how is it different from district schools?
Well, I've seen here at Learn that Learn offers a small group setting with a low student to teacher ratio, providing a more focused, individualized attention opportunity for all our scholars. So we're able to give that one student, that one scholar that is struggling in math and reading, we're able to give them that attention, as opposed to being in a bigger school with, a ratio of more students to a teacher. We're fortunate enough to have a teacher and an instructional assistant in every classroom. So the children are always engaged in all their learning.
I would have to say, to add to that also, we do have the extended hours. So we have longer hours for all school, kindergarten through 8th grade, and a longer school year so that children are at school for a longer period of time. As you were mentioning earlier, in other countries, that's the norm. That's the normal thing. And that's why a lot of them have this higher grading. So we're trying to compete with that globally. We're trying to make sure that the children, it's actually proven that, the more time they're away from school, the more likely that they'll forget some things. So the longer school is open, the more opportunity it is to keep that information fresh in their minds. And another thing that Learn Charter schools offer that I've seen when I'm walking down the hallways or when I'm visiting one of the schools is the family involvement. When I'm talking to parents that currently have children at Learn Charter, one of the things that they always talk about, that they always bring up is, I love how Learn Charter makes sure that they're in touch with me. Before my child gets home, if something happened during school, before, anything during school that I need to know, I'm already aware by the time my child gets home. They love the way that we keep them involved because, and that's a big thing. That's one of our values is family involvement because children need to have that same structure at home. So that way we involve the parents so that we can keep that structure going, not only in school, but outside.
And Ms. Martinez, you mentioned you're a second grade teacher at the Waukegan Learn 9 campus, but how many grade levels do you have at the
Well, at Waukegan campus, we start at kindergarten and go up to 3rd grade. For next school year, we will be adding a grade level every year after this. So for next school year, we will add 4th grade to our list. We are a small community. We're a small school, but I think that's what makes us special out of everyone else, that I know all 200 of our students in our school by their first name. Okay. They all know all the teachers, all the staff. We're a very small, close community, I have to say that. We also have our instruction our instruction school, we do offer high quality instruction. Our expectations are very high. So we hold that to every one of our scholars because we know that they can achieve high expectations. They can do it. They can do it. Our goal is to prepare our students for college. That is our ultimate goal.
You mentioned college. There's scholarships that are available. I know in attending one of the sessions, they mentioned about scholarships going to Country Day School and some of the other schools that when they leave Learn, there's a scholarships available.
Ultimately, the choice as to what schools the children go to once they leave school, the choice is up to the children and their parents to make. But yes, thanks to the grade levels that the scholars at Learn Charter are able to keep, that are high, these high expectations that are kept up for them, they live up to, the students, the scholars live up to those high expectations, meaning so when you expect more out of a child, they respond by giving you that higher expectation, and therefore they give you the higher grades, they study harder, and they get better, and with better grades comes the opportunity that scholarships open up to you. When you have good grades. And as to the college preparation that Learn Charter, because we are a college prep school, one of the beautiful things that I was hearing when I talked to some parents who have a child who transitioned from local district to Learn Charter is one of the things that surprised them, that they love, that there's, almost tears in their eyes when they mention it to me. They're like, I was really surprised by how my child, only in second grade or third grade, came home to me and started talking about college, started mentioning. I never mentioned it. My child came home and started saying, Mommy, I want to go to such and such college when I grow up. And when I go to college, so this immediately starts taking effect for the children. They immediately start having a goal for higher education.
You mentioned a key component there, and that's choice. And you should have a choice in life about everything, right?
Definitely.
And choice is so important.
Especially about education. I believe that parents should have the ability to choose if the current school, if your child is doing great and you're happy with it, by all means, then continue to do what's working. But some children are falling behind, and some parents do want something different. Some parents do want that different approach to education, and this works for some children. We've had a lot of success stories where their children weren't doing so well, and our academic structure was able to provide whatever was missing for that child and get them up to that higher standard that we have for the children, and that makes parents very happy. So I feel like parents should be able to have that choice for their children. Every parent should be able to make that choice for their child.
And one of the sessions I attended, I met the director, president, CEO, I guess, Mr. Greg White, and he mentioned how the city would benefit also, right? It may encourage the parents to would relocate back into the city, and the city would grow.
That's correct. We have a firm belief that if we give this higher education opportunity to children in lower income homes and lower income communities that don't have these opportunities usually, if we give these opportunities, these higher standards, this college preparation, and they get to college, we believe that a lot of these children, if they go to college, get a good education, become successful, they some of them might come back and contribute back to the community that gave them so much.
Yeah. And that's a key. So to grow, I'm sure the mayor would be highly interested in to see his city grow.
Absolutely, we all are. It benefits all of us for our children to have high education and to be able to succeed. It benefits the community as a whole.
If I may mention one of the questions that I asked is that why North Chicago? In other words, Ms. Martinez, you're a second grade teacher in Waukegan, and Waukegan has thousands of students.
Yes.
North Chicago is very small. Why North Chicago? A second one in North Chicago. Why not Waukegan?
A second one in North Chicago.
Well, basically, the reason is first and foremost, we have a higher demand in North Chicago. Like I said, we already have a list of parents who are waiting to get their children in. So we have that first and foremost as a motivator because we really do want to accommodate as many parents that want this choice for their children. We want to accommodate them. But again, we can't accommodate them unless we sacrifice the small classroom sizes that we have, which help us keep up those high standards. We don't want to do that. We want to accommodate them without having to compromise our high standards. So in order to do that, we have to open up a second school. And that's basically the main reason why there's a lot more demand there in North Chicago. I think because we've already been there for 4 years in North Chicago.
Okay.
And so already so many parents have seen the results there in that community that we have more and more parents wanting their children to attend that school. In Waukegan, it's so new. This is their first year. They haven't even finished their first year. So parents are still yet to see the results that come from the school. So I think once that starts going, once the parents start seeing the results for their children in Waukegan, then eventually we'll probably start having that demand as well here.
For it to be our very first year, we still have a long list, a waiting list. So I know that the word is getting out there to Waukegan residents, to Waukegan parents, that we are making a change in the community. We are making a change, a small one for now because we only started with 200 students, but we do have a long waiting list. So we hope to get to where North Chicago is now. I'm sure we will move there quickly because right now we have, I don't know, about 100 on a waiting list as of today. So, and we can only accept, for this school year coming up, we're only accepting about 60 students.
Wow.
That have already been admitted. So we still have another 100 waiting.
This is the Waukegan school.
This is the Waukegan campus. So we know that we are making a movement in the community. The word is getting out there.
Well, how about the waiting list? Excuse me. How wow. How are the students chosen?
It is through a lottery, and Apasio can give you more insight on that.
It's a lottery system. We have to be fair to everybody in the community. We do so. There's no testing for children to apply or anything at all. You just go online if you go to the website at www.learncharter.org. You can go. Anybody can go in there and fill out a registration form. And then once the lottery event comes up, then the amount of children that we can accommodate are chosen at random, and they come and complete the registration process. So that's all that needs to happen for people to apply. And once we have more availability, then we'll be able to accommodate more children. But it is absolutely a fair process. For everybody, even employees, even myself. I mean, I work for Learn Charter, and my son is currently on the waiting list for Waukegan. So I can definitely speak to the fairness of the process, that it's open to everyone.
And it's free. It's free tuition. It's free. You get high quality instruction, high quality education. And it's free. Most parents think that they have to pay for charter schools. It's not that way. It is free. It's absolutely free education.
This is fantastic. Like I say, I am learning right along with my listening audience, and the questions I have, you have fulfilled that void there for me too. You mentioned it's a public school, so it's free. They're chosen out of lottery system, so it's fair. What about the location? Where's the location for the Waukegan Charter School?
We are located at 540 South McAllister in Waukegan. That's where we're located right now. Hopefully in the future, because it is a small building, hopefully in the future we will be moving. So that's it. That's in the plans. And the more students that we are getting in through the lottery system, the more, we can accommodate to them and move to a bigger building. So that's our goal also, to move to a bigger building so we can accommodate to more students.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about the ethnic composition.
I think we have many, I want to say about, I don't know, about 80% bilingual students. That's another key factor at Learn Charter in Waukegan, that we do have a bilingual program in place to accommodate all our bilingual students.
So with that population, the teachers will have to be bilingual that you hire then, right?
Most of our teachers are bilingual, yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Basically, the population varies by community. So basically, whatever the community is made up of, that's basically the standard of how many students. So, Waukegan and North Chicago happen to be like a really good melting pot of everyone, but large minority population. So that's what we're made up of. Whatever our community is, that's who we are. That's part of who we are. And just to mention, Learn 6 in North Chicago is currently located at 3131 Sheridan Road in Great Lakes.
Now, is that on the naval base or?
That's on the naval base. So they do have a separate building from the naval base, but it's in that area.
Do you ever get questions about whether this is a Navy school or not?
No,
since it's on the Navy campus?
we do accommodate Navy families, so we absolutely, just like I said, whatever our communities are made up of, that's who we are. So since there is such a large naval base community in North Chicago, then of course we do have it, but I think it's about 30%. Or so Navy families at North Chicago. So, but we have everyone. So,
and to let our listening audience know, you do recruit nationally. So you do recruit for the best possible teachers and administrators for your school.
Yes, definitely. I heard that, I don't know, Human Resources recruiting at universities now. We really want to get those, those fresh teachers out there the same way they recruited me. So I think this is a great opportunity for them. We also offer competitive pay as opposed to other districts.
They do. We do offer high compensation for great teachers because that's what we want. Our biggest goal outside of everything else is the high standard education, and great teachers offer that, and we're willing to compensate them accordingly for their services.
Now, at the top of the program, we hope that our listening audience has been benefited from the the dialogue that you've given us, and hopefully that we have future programs to talk about more aspects of the Learn Charter School. But there will be a hearing on the May 5th, and Ms. Hernandez, you want to tell us about that?
Yes, so I said...
I'm sorry, I left it. A hearing for a new school, second school, I should say.
Second school in North Chicago. So we will be having the hearing for the second school to basically we'll argue to open a second school in North Chicago to accommodate more families into the Learn Charter School higher education system. And so that will be on May 5th at Foss Park District, which is actually, the address is 1730 Lewis.
50. I think she said 50. It's 1730 or 1750?
1730 Lewis. Okay. Yeah, I had checked it. So 1730 Lewis Avenue in North Chicago. And that will be from 5 o'clock to 7:30. We will be registering at 4 o'clock, though, so people can get there. If you want this option, if you want this opportunity for your children, please do come out and speak on that.
Now, it's my understanding that this hearing will consist of North Chicago District 187s and Learn Charter School coming together to the Illinois State Charter Commission. In other words, the Illinois State Charter Commission will be having this hearing to get more information about whether they should approve a second Learn Charter School or not.
Right.
So that'd be three components there: District, North Chicago District, and it's held at the North Chicago Foss Park District, North Chicago School District, Learn Charter School, and the Illinois State Charter Commission.
That's correct. Everyone gets to be there so that everyone gets their voice heard.
And I guess a decision will be made, soon.
Soon after May 5th. So that will actually determine whether or not the second school will be opening. So again, if you're for or against, whichever way, we want to hear from you. We want to know why you would or wouldn't want this. But we do encourage that this is a choice that every parent should have. So if you think that you would want this choice, or if you think that parents should be able to have this choice, please do come out to the hearing so you can have your voice heard.
So hopefully the place will be packed with parents making their choice, making their decision, making their contribution to the Learn Charter School Commission to let them know whether a second Learn Charter School will be held in North Chicago or not, right? This is hopefully that many voices we heard, and this is the chance for the parents to come out, and I'm sure a lot of students will be there too, testifying too, right?
That's right. The students, there's a lot of students that feel very strongly about their education as well, and so they want to come out and have their voice heard. And of course, it's their education, so they should have a voice as well.
Mm-hmm. This will be a historic event, ladies and gentlemen, for you to come out and hear the Learn Charter School, the District 187, and also the Illinois State Charter Commission listening at both sides, and they will make a decision on whether a second charter school should be in the city of North Chicago. If you're satisfied with the Learn Charter School, or if you want to just get more information about the Learn Charter School, come out again. Ms. Hernandez, that's what time and location again?
Yes, so we will be on May 5th, so Cinco de Mayo, May 5th at the Foss Park District, which is right there in North Chicago, right next to the City Hall and the police station, across the street from the high school. So it's hard to miss. And May 5th from 5 o'clock to 7:30 is the official time, but we will be registering at 4 o'clock, as early as 4 o'clock.
And there will be a limited time for speaking, right? Each one is given how many minutes?
Each person that wants to speak for their, voice their opinion has no more than 2 minutes. So it's a quick, it's a quick conversation. We will be there, of course, for 2.5 hours discussing it. Like I said, seeing everybody's side and why people want it or don't want it, and the decision will be made soon after that.
And Learn Charter supporters will be easily identified because there will be T-shirts worn by.
Yes. Well, just about same thing with the District 187. Anyone pro or con? Everyone. People bring posters. People bring all kinds of things. So yes, there will be people wearing T-shirts, whatever they're supporting, they'll be wearing T-shirts, they'll be having posters. So everyone wants their voice heard one way or another. So even if they're not speaking, if just to come out and stand there, you're basically putting out your opinion on the matter. And we encourage you, because this is about the community. This is something that affects the community. This is something that affects families. And so they should be there to voice their opinion and make that choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, we've been talking with two exemplary people. Ms. Apasio Hernandez, she's a Lake County field representative for North Chicago and Waukegan Learn Charter School. And all the way from Waukegan, Ms. Marisol Martinez, a second grade teacher at a Waukegan Learn 9 campus. And we are getting information about District 187 and Learn Charter School coming together at the Foss Park Community District, 1730 Lewis Avenue, addressing the Illinois State Charter Commission to discuss the opening of a second charter school in the city of North Chicago. We hope that you've been benefited, and we hope to see you from 5 to 7:30 on May 5th. Thank you again for listening to another awareness session on Community Focus. My name is Dr. Wardell Brooks Sr., your host.